Howdy, Bflowbart here, and welcome, take two. Alright, so I was having some problems with Unreal Engine 4, and it all stemmed from 4.2.1, 420.1, and after uninstalling that and going back to what I was trying to do before, it seems everything is working the way it was supposed to be working. So, I apologize for take one on this, so we're going back to take two. And hey, look, the map is there. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this a few dozen times until it comes up letting me rename it, because I'm too lazy to reach up and hit the F2 key, and then Control C, and then I'm going to go into my widget for the main menu, and you're going to have to not look at anything inside here. Top secret. So you should not be able to see what I'm doing. That's because this is the heart of what makes my multiplayer template work. So let's actually go into the map now. Since we have it, we're probably going to need to compile shaders. But once it loads up, we'll be able to see what that demonstration map looks like, and then I'll be able to start adding in things like the ambient sounds, and player start point, or a couple player start points, so you'll be able to walk around and have some random spawns. And then I will make sure that it's not possible for you to fall out of the world. Alright, so I was going to go ahead and compile shaders, and that's going to take a little bit. And it doesn't look like there's any way for you to directly or easily fall out of the world, so I'm not going to worry about that. If it looked like it was going to be a problem, then I would just come in here and put some blocking volumes to keep you from walking out, but it doesn't look like I need to worry about that. And since we have, well, this lovely waterfall over here, it seems like there should be the need for a sound for that. So I'll probably add in a sound file for that. I'm going to have to go do some searching for it, dig through my audio playlist and see what I've got available. And then, well, you know what? I have 1,400 shaders to compile. Let's see what's in the old audio folder. I have files all over the damn place, so no, I don't see anything here other than my nature sounds, which I'm going to put in, but I would like to put in something for some ambient sounds here. So I'm going to leave this up, and I'll actually be browsing the internets for royalty-free sound effects. Sound Bible is a good location. A lot of royalty-free. You have to look at the attribution for it, whether it's you know, like public, Creative Commons, or, you know, whatever the license may be. So you have to follow the rules of what they have set up. So since I'm not charging for this, if you guys wish to drop me some donations, hell, I'll take them, because, you know, I'm doing all this stuff for free and on my own time. I try to say that I won't work on the weekends, but then again, I get more people to watch streams on the weekends or whatever. But, you know, donations always are helpful. So I'm just going to quickly look for a waterfall, see what I can come up with. A little on the loud side, but those are both pretty good. So let me grab that. Grab both of those just for the heck of it. And large waterfall and water. Since they're already WAV files, don't really need to worry about it all that much because it's just going to do what I need it to do. So I'm going to come back over here to my assets and audio, and I'm going to grab those two that I just grabbed. And I'm going to drop them right in here. So we'll save all. And now, lovely. So all the shaders are compiled. I'm going to go ahead and start putting in some player starts. Player start here. Going to elevate them just a little bit. Just because. Let's rotate you around. And what about somebody over here? That's 3 player starts. I think I'll put a total of 6 in here. Just because. Half dozen's a good number, right? So that's 5. One more and we're all set. Alright, so now what I want to do is go to Blueprints, open Level Blueprint. Have that open because I forgot to do Nature. Let's go ahead and create a queue for that. And what we'll do here is we need to open that sound queue that we just created. Click on the sound, make it looping, and save. And now on the event begin play, let's play sound at location. And we want the nature cue. And I'm going to turn the volume down just a little bit to 0.5. We'll try that. We may need to come back and change that. So, alright, we're all saved now. And we want to do the water, create that as a cue. And large waterfall, create a cue. Yeah, wait till once I get these sounds in here and start walking around. We're going to put that as looping as well. And then we're going to change the attenuation setting. Excuse me. Let's actually turn that down to 1200 and bring this down to 200. Probably going to have to fiddle around with those numbers a little bit. And then waterfall cue. Again, override attenuation. We're going to leave that the way it is. Going to leave that as looping. Save. And what I wanted to do was come over here by the waterfall. You can see you've got nice little splash effects. So I'm going to bring this sound cue in here. And we'll see how that works. And then what I'll do is by the bridge, I'll put the water cue in. So let's hit play in selected viewport. Oh no! Exit game. Because I'm stupid, I didn't put on a game mode. Alright, save all. Sorry, Fat Kid Fuel. I went out and got some pizza earlier and got stuck between my teeth. Alright, well, looks like this guy didn't make it out alive. Get up, man. Get up! You're just laying here in the damn path. Dead folks everywhere. I don't hear my nature sounds. Open level blueprint. I'm going to turn it back up to 1. It may be too loud. So we'll see. I don't hear it at all. Wow, that one's really loud. So you get over here. I'll turn the volume down on that one. So we can hear the water when we're standing on the bridge. Let's walk away from that one. Oh, there's the waterfall sounds. Nice. So those are working. We just need to turn the volume down on the water at the bridge. That's a little bit too loud. Let's see here. Attenuation is fine. Volume multiplier, let's bring that down to 0.5. And blueprints. Why, oh why, do we not hear our nature sound? I'm actually going to go ahead, instead of doing the cue. Now, let's actually look at the cue and find out what's going on with that. Because something's going on with the sound file there. It's not actually playing. It's looping. Volume, let's leave it at 1. I don't know what's going on with that. Okay, there it is. It's really loud. Alright, let's close that, and then we'll adjust the volume in here, 0.7. I'm going to end up lowering it again. I know I am, so I'm going to leave this up. Alright, cool. Seems to be a collision issue right there. What is causing me to not be able to walk through there? So let's check the foliage here. That shouldn't be a problem. I've never had a problem with foliage. I don't think it's the lily pads. Let's actually try it again. No, it's not the lily pads. Something else here has got a weird collision on it. Yeah, see, I can't get right there either. So something's got an unusual... Maybe it's the tree. So let's actually take a look at that tree. The collision on that. If we look at the simple collision... Yikes, that is freaking huge. I don't know if you guys can see that in the video, but there's little green lines that are showing. You should be able to see it, especially if you're full screen and on a regular monitor. That collision box is freakishly huge, and I really, really, really hate to do the complex collision on this, but I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'm just going to switch this over to use the complex on that one. Yeah, that's what it was. It was the collision box on that tree. I mean, I could have just turned collision off completely, but yikes, that one tree had some issues. Let's check the other trees here. Yep, that one's fine. That one's good. So we got the nice sounds here. I like the water. Water looks really nice. Walk over the bridge. Oh yes, nice little gurgling sound of the water when you go across the bridge. I can hear the waterfall in the distance. There's a campfire. Let's see if we can find if there's a fire. I can hear it. Can you? I mean, you guys should be able to hear it. The sound of the waterfall. So let's walk away from the waterfall and let that sound go away. That's awesome. Still hear it a little bit in the distance. That's really cool. These damn crows, man. Where are these crows at? I want to shoot them down. I don't have a gun, though. Dang it. Alright, now, quick question is, this asset pack is awesome. I love it. It does not come with characters. So I'm just planning on leaving the UE4 mannequin in here because you need to be able to walk around, and you're going to want to walk around with your friends and whatnot. I don't have any friends, so I don't have to worry about that. But what color should I change the UE4 mannequin so that it's more evident and more visible? I got to do my view change as well. So what color should I change the UE4 mannequin to make it more visible? Oh, I need to do a screenshot as well. Actually, I'm going to wait till I finish my view change thing, and then that way I can be in first person view. So let's go into our player. We need blank space. So be thinking about what color, like red or yellow or green or blue or purple or whatever, will stand out well so you can see each other when you're walking around. So we need... No. I start typing in escape so I can use keyboard event escape. And I'm getting ready to go next door and shoot a neighbor who thinks it's appropriate to sit here and rev up a vehicle really, really loudly right outside my window. If that fool only knew. Anyway, so while I'm fixing the view issue, not issue, but view change. Blue, yeah. I'm thinking that's what it is. I usually use red, but blue I think will stand out pretty good. So let's add in a flip-flop. I need to add a camera. Let's go here, add a component, camera. And we're going to call that FPS camera. So now we have FPS camera and camera boom. I want to make sure that I turn off auto activate down here. And then I want to go ahead and get a reference to my FPS camera, reference to my follow camera. And I want to do activate and deactivate. So we're going to do this. So when we first press the V key, which you change that over, keyboard V. So when we first hit the V key, we're going to deactivate. Yes, I know I'm contradicting things here. Control C, Control V. Let's pile that in there. So we need to first off deactivate the follow camera and activate the FPS camera. And then we want to deactivate and then activate. And then we want to do we want to set use controller and I forgot something else. FPS camera, use pawn controller rotation. Now we're all set. So all I'm doing right here is whenever you hit the V key the first time, it deactivates the FPS camera. Yeah, I got to break all these lines and redo them so I know that they're right. So when we hit the first time, we want to deactivate. No, I had it right, dum-dum. We're going to deactivate the follow camera, and we're going to activate the FPS camera. When we hit it again, we're going to deactivate the FPS camera, and then we're going to activate that camera. So there we go. So now that will work. So compile and save. And let's test it out. So I walk around, everything's lovely. I hit V. I didn't move the camera yet, so because I'm being an idiot, because that's where the camera should go, right? So we're looking at our feet. Socket it to the head. That looks good. We can look right up at our chin. That sounds like a good idea. And we'll turn that off, and then we will rotate it 90 and 90. And then we want to move it forward. That's good enough. And I wanted to do this 0.6, turn that down just a hair, compile, save, close, and then go back to real time on you, make sure we got a good compile and save, play, lovely, and hey, we can look at our crotch. I mean, not look at our feet. Yeah. So now we can walk through V key again. This all looks lovely. We got our birds chirping in the background. You have the sound of the water here. Got the sound of the waterfall. Wade in the water. It's lovely. So let's go ahead and change our character. We want blue, so let's actually go to our player. Let's create a quick folder called mesh. What I'm going to do here is go into the mannequin folder and character mesh. I'm going to grab a copy of the SK mannequin and I am going to copy it to the mesh folder, and I'm going to rename that to blue man. Then I'm going to go to my materials, grab these two guys. I'm just going to put them in the same folder, copy there, and then I'm going to replace the names again. M underscore blue underscore man body, and then rename that one M underscore blue underscore man underscore chest. Alright, so if we look at this one, we need to click on body color here, click on here, and let's change this to 0, 0, 1, and let's move this to here, and OK. I want to save, and that's it. That's the chest logo done. Now, for the body, then all we got to do is drag over here till we can find body color. Select here, select this, and save. It will apply and save at the same time. And as soon as that's done doing its thing, we can close this. Come on, you can do it. You can do it, I promise. Lovely. Now we want to go back over to here to blue man, and we can change blue man body, blue man chest, save, good. In a viewport, click on our mesh and SK mannequin, change that to blue body, and we are done. So now go into play. That's pretty bright and a little bit easier to see, I would think. What you think? I think that's a lovely. Okay, so I think we've got everything good to go and ready to compile. Let's just kind of walk around. I did want to check on this campfire. That's one thing I wanted to look at really quickly. So we're done with the assets. We're done with the... No, we're not done with the assets. Done with the characters. Before we get crazy on that, let's hit the V and... No, kind of like right there. And I'm going to hit print screen. And then I'm going to load up GIMP. And while GIMP is loading, I want to look for... Don't need a mannequin. We need the Polygon nature. Okay, you're done. So Control Shift V. I want to go ahead and just grab... That's good. Control C, Control Shift V. No, discard changes. Control Shift E. Let's put this in a folder where it's easy to find. New shit. And menu pick, that's good enough. We'll save it as a PNG. It's all good. Close, don't need you. Need my new shit folder. Quadruple A, new shit. Images. And there we go. So now I can go into my main menu. Get your ass over there. And then go back to my images. Select my menu pick. I'll select an area right here. I want to change my Z order to -5 so that black is always in the back. I want to make another image. Grab it. Anchor it full screen. Make sure it's slightly off the screen and slightly overlapping the red line right there. And then let's drag it out to here and do this and compile, save. Still got to come up with some music. I'll do that in just a second. We'll do save all, save selected. And now I want to look at the effects. There's a fire right there. So let's just take a look at it. Where was that campfire? Right over here, right? Yep. So let's actually drag the fire in. Looks good. It's a little bit large, so let's scale it down. 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. So there we got a little bit of fire coming up. Let's add a little bit of smoke to it as well. So now we can see the smoke coming up through the tree. That's good. We don't have sound for the fire, but how critical is that? If you say it's critical, I'll make it happen. I've got fire sounds. Should I add sound effect for the fire? We come over here. Yep, there's the fire. What do you think? Add sound effects for the fire? Or will it just be drowned out by the sound of the waterfall, which is right close by? Yeah, I don't think it's critical enough to worry about. I'm going to take that smoke and I'm going to raise it up. And I want it a little bit better centered on the fire. You know what, I think that's good enough. Because you really got to know where it is to go find it, so. That's cool. Little pond over here. Okay, what I haven't seen, was there any caves? Ah, there's a little cave right there. Okay, let's take a look at that really quickly. Oh, can't climb that hill, but that's the waterfall. It was to the right from the waterfall. So let's follow the path along here. Oh, let's go this way on the path. Was that a collision issue? Is that one blade of grass containing a collision? Let's make sure collision is turned off. Collision default, no collision. We can't have one blade of grass with collision on it, you know? Alright, so where the hell are we? You know, there's this thing called, you know, right-clicking on the map and play from here. It'll probably be my best. There it is. Cool. Alright, so we can go in the tunnel. or the cave. Come over here, walk through the stump field. Nice, we can fall into the water. That's good. Lovely. I think everything's good. So since everything seems to be working... I'm too big, I can't fit underneath there. The sound of water. I like that waterfall sound, that's pretty good. Alright, I think we're all set. Everything seems to be working. First thing we need to do now, though, is come back over here, close this, close nothing else. And quickly, music. I want something quiet and passive and lovely, because this is nature. We want it to be beautiful sounding and warm and inviting. So maybe, just maybe, I already have one that is made. So let's make sure we got audio folder up. Music. Oh, so much crap in here. Let's look at new tunes. Background. That should be... So this is the boring part, but it's well worth doing. If you want to make something halfway decent, you gotta have music, you gotta have ambience, things like that. That's just not working for me. Peaceful, beautiful, quiet. I don't know. We fast forward a little bit and yeah, I think that's gonna work. I like that one. I've already used that one on a few things though. So Inside a Clock is the name of the one we're gonna do here. To show you what I do, and I utilize Audacity. Now that's an MP3 that we were just listening to, and we need it to actually be a WAV file. It's easier to process that way. So what I want to do is go into Audacity, open, and that was in my background folder called Inside a Clock. We're going to open it, and as soon as it gets done opening, lovely, that's beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and export audio, and I'm going to leave the same name here, and this is going into a different folder. I've already got set up for Wave, Microsoft Sign, 16-bit PCM, and lovely. And as soon as it finishes doing that, then I can just close this. No, I don't need to save it. And then go to the folder where I just saved it to, which is my audio folder. And right there, 39.8 megs. Yikes. All right, I'm going to drag that into here, and we're all set. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and get ready for packaging. So I'm going to go to this folder. I'm going to make a new folder. The F drive is pretty much nothing but Unreal Engine 4 stuff. It's a 1 terabyte hard drive just for that. A new folder. We're going to call this TB4 Nature. So now we've got that folder. It's ready to go. So as soon as we actually burn out this folder, I'll show you what it looks like. So we got Inside a Clock. That's good to go. Let's save all. Save selected. Let's go back to... We don't need the lobby map anymore. We can dump that. Go into our main menu map. Blueprints. Open level blueprint. From here, we need to play sound at location. And what I did not do is make it into a sound cue. Audio Inside a Clock. Right click, create cue. That sounds like a lovely name. And then now we can come back in here, Inside a Clock cue, and volume level. Let's put it at 0.6. Might be a little bit soft, but we'll find out. And I'm going to go in here, click on that, select looping, save, and cool. Now, let's play in standalone game. So we're going to get a preview of how it's actually going to look. Today's drink of choice, Sprite. I very seldom drink anything that's good for me, but I don't consume alcohol very often. So there it is. I think I'm going to turn the music up. You can hear it, but it's just really, really, really faint. So go back into level blueprints, and I'm going to turn it back up to... oh, what the heck. I'm going to put it back at 1. I can always go back into the queue and adjust the volume a little bit there. Alright, so this is our last look before we actually go into compiling. Yeah, I think 1 was a good choice, because this is a rather quiet song to begin with. As you can see, I've already got the... uh-oh, where is it? It are missing. One thing I gotta do is I need to put my TechnoAxe logo back in there, because I am using his stuff. Let's try multiplayer, host. Come on. It's always slow like this whenever I'm in like this. Screw it, we'll just hit single player. Oh, I have to rebuild the reflection capture. Main menu, multiplayer, host. What are you being a pain in the ass for? I'll check that in just a second here. Let's go back into the map. I'm not going to rebuild this entire frickin' map just for the reflection capture, but I'm God, I hate to do it. Well, you know what? Screw it. Do it. It's not going to take that long to do. It will take a little while, but I'm going to go ahead and delete the overview and overview build data. Yeah. Yeah, it's just showing some potential issues. I wish it would let me do more while I'm doing this. Demo build data, I'm not going to mess with that. I'm going to get rid of the overview map just because it's extra file size. It's not going to be necessary because I'm not using it in the demo. And I want to look really quickly at my main file. Demonstration. Okay, it's all good. Oh, excuse me, hitting the wrong damn X. I don't want to kill the whole damn program. So it's going to take a few minutes to do that. And then once it's done, that way the lighting build is actually done. I don't have to go back in here and screw with it anymore. Do one more test. Make sure the multiplayer functionality is working correctly. It should be. I can always try doing a split screen and checking the multiplayer, making sure our players are there. Since we're not doing any combat or anything of that nature, the default walk around and the default jump are both kind of like hard coded into Unreal Engine 4 as replicated correctly, so I don't have to mess with anything for multiplayer replication. So that's not going to be a problem. The lighting build is going to take a few minutes, so just want to ask any questions about what we're doing here, or what I'm doing here, or about the asset. It's not going to take a long time. You see, it's already up to 4%. It'll start getting faster as it goes. I did not notice that cave there. Huh, okay. Just right there by the dang waterfall. But I think this is pretty good. I think people are going to like walking around this, and this should be a good visual representation of how it looks. That's what their skybox. So I prefer the default Unreal Engine skybox, but since they have clouds as static meshes, I'm just going to leave this the way it is. So yeah, I'm finding more stuff as I'm walking around here, or flying around. I just like that the trees have movement to them. May not be realistic, but you know, you're not getting realistic models and textures anyway. So as you're looking at it, it's just really cool that they move a little bit, and it just adds some life to the scene. Whereas most static objects or static meshes, they just sit there. They don't do anything. They don't move, and the little tiny detail like the butterflies. I mean, come on. You got to admit, that's a nice touch. And they're different colors. Green and blue and yellow and that kind of stuff. Now, there's also other stuff that's in here effects-wise. You know, all I did was I put smoke and fire out. But look, I mean, you got the grass blowing, leaves, golden leaves, rain, snow. So there's some FX that are in here, or effects that are here that are not being used. I mean, I could have come over here and just put a little spot where it's raining, or another little spot where it's snowing, or something of that nature, but never mind, sorry. Very bad Beavis and Butthead moment. Alright, so we're at 84%, clicking along pretty quickly now. So the lighting build should be done. I just don't want there to be this stupid little error message saying reflection captures need to be rebuilt. No, they don't. Shut up. Didn't add enough in here to justify needing reflection captures. But the fire effect, you know, it will affect the actual reflections, because the color from the fire pitching back and forth will actually change things. Total light map size for the instant static mesh components is large. It's way too big and was automatically reduced. Was there down a light mass importance volume? It's kind of hard to tell because everything is such a cluster over here. Post-processing, light source, mountain skybox, skybox 2. Yeah, see, if they would take my hint, love you guys at Synty, but yeah, how hard is it to do right click, create folder, map shit? You don't have to call it shit, you can call it map stuff. So I'm going to grab this and this, because I know they need to go in there. And landscape, light source, skyboxes, those all definitely need to go in there. Post-process volume, those definitely need to go into the map shit folder. It's not so difficult to do all this, so you can actually clean things up. Like FX, not FCX, but FX. So we got butterfly. All these are all effects here. So we'll come down to here, right click, move to FX. And then you can minimize that folder and clear up some things. Create folder, player, start. Wow, look. Now I can just drag those in there. So yeah, it's not so difficult to just grab all this junk and throw them in their appropriate places. And I'm going to do one more. And that's just going to be other shit. Nobody else is going to see the interior of this. So I'm going to put the sound stuff in with the effects. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about cleaning all the rest of the stuff up for now. It's just not important. It's just my OCD. So I think we're all set. We've run it. Everything looks good. The menu, everything is good to go. So let's go ahead and compile it. All I'm going to do now is go in here to Edit, Project Settings, and then come down to Packaging. And then underneath Packaging, we're going to open this arrow, scroll down, and list of maps to include in packaging build. I'm not going to have the lobby map anymore because I got rid of it. So let's change that to Documents, My Documents, Unreal Projects, TB4, Nature, Content, Polygon Nature, Maps, and then we want Demonstration right there. So that's it. I mean, I can go in here to Description and change things. TB4 Nature, lovely. And then supported platforms. I'm not doing this for all platforms, so I'm not doing it for Android or desktop or HTML, iOS. Not doing it for tvOS. I'll leave it for Mac and Linux, but that's all I really need to leave it for. So now all I got to do is just go to File, Package Project. I'm packaging this in a development build out of ease and use. We're going to package it for Windows 64-bit. That's all we're really doing it for anyway. I'm going to save everything manually to make sure everything's good to go. And then TB4, no, I want to go to the folder I created on my F drive specifically for that, called TB4 Nature. There's nothing in it, and select folder. And looking at the output log, you're going to see one error message almost always when you're doing something like this. Oh no, don't lose your mind because you see that error. That doesn't mean it's going to fail. Usually one error means, oh my god, you're going to fail. But that's not really an issue. And I can't even read the shit because of my bad eyesight and glasses. And the fact that it's red on gray, it's not all that well defined. But it's something to do with Apple computer mobile device. I'm giving a middle finger to the screen. I don't support Mac products or Apple products in general. I'm old. I'm grumpy about a lot of things, and I'm sorry. PC does just fine. It doesn't need a competitor of the Crapintosh, the Apple stuff. I started on a TRS-80 color computer, which, you know, they converted into the IBM compatible PC format that we know today. Whereas Apple IIe came out, or Apple II series came out, and yes, whenever I was in high school, that's what we had, was Apple IIe computers. And that was only my last 2 years in high school. And by the time they actually came out, I knew more about computers than my teachers did. So I used to get into it all the time with my teacher. And horrible to sound as it sounds, I hated her whenever I had her classes. We had to take typing first. And we're talking about typing class with regular electric typewriters. Yeah, that was a thing back then. And then after taking half of a year in school of frickin' typing, then the other half of the year could do the introduction to computers class. And we had Apple IIe computers running basic language. Hell, by then I'd already been making my own games in basic language. You know, 10 CLS and 20 print strings and, you know, that kind of stuff. So hell, by the time I got into that, I'd already been programming. I'd already been making my own games in that text format. And we would get assignments of things to do, and I'd have my shit completed within a short amount of time. Well, this isn't right. Well, yes it is. It does everything you ask us to make the program do, and nothing more. So, well, she's like, well, you're supposed to put in rem statements. If you don't know what a rem statement is, a rem statement was a remark. REM, remark. and it didn't count towards anything. It did not make the program work any differently, but it was, as she put it, well, you know, with your program, what if somebody else has to come back into your program and edit it? So they, yeah, I agree with that. So he's like, well, what if someone has to come in behind you and work on your program? I don't want anybody else coming in behind me working on my program. If they want anything else done with my program, then shit, they need to pay me to come in there and do it. Because this is my program. It doesn't belong to them. He just pissed her off to no end that I would not. And I refused the entire time I was in her class to put in rim statements in anything. And she threatened to fail me. And said, if you fail me for that, then that just shows how weak of a teacher you really are. And that pissed her off to no end. After high school, loved the woman to death. To make the story even more awkward, I had this woman for typing and for computing class. She didn't know anything about computers. So, but whenever my mother was in high school, in the same high school back in 1964, I think it was, she had the same lady as a typing teacher. So from 1964 to around 1985 or 86, that woman was still teaching. So yeah, they could have added like one character in there, like, you know, like you're saying, a hunter or a lumberjack or something of that nature. Yeah, and I think why the price of this is a little higher than some of the normal packs is because all the trees and stuff animate, and there's there's more effects in here than the standard packs. Most of them you're going to get not rain, you're going to get fire and smoke or steam. You're going to get like 3 or 4 different effects, and that's it. Whereas this one has like a dozen or more different effects, and all the different trees that actually move around and that kind of stuff. So I can kind of see. But with my talks with the guys from Synty, they still have a lot of people who have a hard time doing, you know, the major complaint of people not being able to do retargeting basic animations. Holy crap, my video on retargeting animations with me dragging on like I normally do, that took what, 20 minutes to retarget the characters over to the standard UE4 animation system. I can go in there and completely revamp the animation starter pack animations and modify their stuff so that you can actually use weapons. Like if you use the Polygon heist pack and it came with the guns, I can have a character running around with a gun in his hand, pistol or shotgun or rifle or whatever, and not much longer than that, 20 minutes. It's super simple, and that's why I showed it. And I made a new video for them to link out to the customers who complain about it, to show just how easy it is to retarget the animations. I mean, really and truly, you just have to remember that Synty does it the right way. They put their character in a T pose. The UE4 mannequin comes out, it's in a Y pose. So what you have to do is raise the upper arm up by 50. The lower arm needs to be rotated back by 20 and down by 10, and the hand by 10. And just watch that video, and it shows how I do everything really, really quickly to just change over to the humanoid rig, and you're changing the UE4 mannequin over to match what should have been done to begin with. Like I said, the UE4 stuff is set to a Y pose, and nobody uses a Y pose but them. Everybody else uses a T pose. So you modify the skeletal rig of the UE4 mannequin, you retarget the animations, and bang, you're done. I started to bring another character in, like bringing in, hell, I even thought about just grabbing the skeleton guy from either the Pirates pack or from the skeleton from the Dungeons pack. I like that skeleton. But I would have had to have created a new project with just that asset pack in it, and we are just about done with the packaging here. And just to have something different, But I figure I don't want to be too confusing. I didn't put a big note or notice or whatever. Oh, we are at the end. It is about to complete. Bum, 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 bum. Come on, fit it up. You're good. 2020 files. Really? Completed. Completed. Archive command started. Yeah, I didn't want to put too much stuff in here. By adding the sounds in, it's just kind of a necessary thing that most people should do anyway. Packaging is complete. Success. Alright, so I am going to close this down. I'm going to grab the Epic launcher. Close it down. Everything is closed. I got Steam running. Yes, Sniper Elite 4. I've been stuck in that damn game quite a bit. And now let's go into the folder. Whenever it packages like that, it packages it into a folder called Windows No Editor. Well, you know my OCDs. So you go on that, and there's where the files are. So I'm just going to grab the files. You don't have to do this. I do it because I have major OCDs. And I'm going to move here. So now it's in that root folder, and then I can get rid of the Windows No Editor folder. It's just personal preference for me. So I'm running Windows Defender and stuff, so it's... What? It's program used for packaged games and not meant... Alright, so... You gotta be shitting me. Seriously? I just packaged the damn thing up like I always do. So you know what? I'll do it again. I don't give a damn. Because, like, TB4 Town, I want to play it, you open it up, and then bam, there you go. Runs in here. Just TB4 Sci-Fi, City, you know, Test Car, a bunch of little short projects like that. And see, Town's coming up just fine. Lovely. Main menu. Exit game. So why did that one not work? I'm going to empty recycling bin, and I'm going to do it again. Go into Epic Fail. I mean, the Epic launcher. It's the same process that I do every single solitary time. I'm not doing anything any different. You know, it's these little errors and issues that Unreal 4 throw at me that really just make me angry. So hit play. TB4 nature. This comes up just fine. Multiplayer. Host. And I'm clicking on host. Why is it not coming up? Ran into this problem earlier, and I thought it was just a latency issue. I click on single player, and it's working just fine. Go back to main menu. Multiplayer, find a game and host a game, not working. Yeah, welcome to Unreal Engine 4. Single player, lovely, works just fine. Got Steam running. That's fine. I didn't change any of that stuff. Not a clue why it quit working. I didn't change anything. I did not change a thing. Try it in selected viewport, multiplayer, host. I didn't change anything on that. Why did it just stop working? Alright, so I'm going to take a break from this. It's pissing me off again. Something that should have been done and I should be uploading right now is giving me errors that for stuff that I didn't even change. So I'm going to go back in and make sure that somehow something didn't get screwed over, because something happened in this region right here, and yeah, I'll figure it out. So I'll update everybody on Discord, and I'll get that working, and I'll get it repackaged and ready to rock and roll. Alright guys, like I said, I'll take a break and I'll come back to it and I'll get it done. I'll get this uploaded this evening. But, alright, thanks for watching guys, and we'll see you shortly. So feel free to talk to me on Discord while I'm working as well.